Hey, my sweet marshmallows. Hope you guys are doing good. This is day 3 of the shadow work workshop, quote unquote workshop or challenge, however you want to see it. Um, I'm gonna kind of tell you what has happened or what you should be seeing as you are progressing through the days. Okay, so on day 3, um, like I said, keep that journal, keep a mental state check, like, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Because this is going to be a good indicator that, things are working and that you are doing, um, you're doing the exercises to keep you on track with your healing and things like that. So working with my people, the 5 people that I selected, um, you will realize that it's a lot that you did not look at from a different perspective. As you are working more with yourself, you will feel better because you realize that you were able to release some type of emotion that you probably had a hard time dealing with. This is good because the first day and the second day, you're pretty much trying to identify and pick out what trigger, what problem in your life that you want to pick up and really like work on by itself. As I tell my girls, think of your healing as a timeline. You are in the present. Pick out, something from immediate past or something that will be happening in the future. Start in the present and then slowly, gradually work forward or backwards, however you want to do it. So that way you do not become overwhelmed, stressed, or you pretty much give up because it's too much. Okay. So day 3, we work with the inner child. Why I stayed on the inner child, even though we did inner child in day 2, is because you have to, spend a lot of time with yourself, be able to appreciate and, allow that older you or that part of yourself, pretty much like soak it up, really feel it, really know what it means to spend time with yourself. A specific question that I had discussed with my girls yesterday, because we are on day 4 for us, but I'm recording this for day 3. A question that I asked my girls was to ask yourself, what kind of relationship do you have with yourself? Okay, when you're able to tell me the kind of relationship that you have with yourself, also ask yourself, what kind of relationship do you have with other people? And is that relationship helping my relationship with myself, or is it hindering my relationship with myself? Okay. So that being said, let's say me in my past, I had pretty much, I would say that I did not have a good relationship with myself, and that the people that I let into my circle hindered that relationship because I put them in that relationship, that connection before myself, making sure that I was pretty much pleasing or making that person that was around me comfortable in order for them to be comfortable with themselves and feel good, when it should have been 50%, that I could give them and not wholeheartedly everything that I could not give back to myself. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you guys. If you have any questions, I will further explain what's going on with that. Again, like I said, ask yourself how you're doing every day. After you identify what it is, work right there from that point and start asking yourself questions that kind of correlate with the past. And picking up patterns. Those patterns you should start seeing like, wow, I didn't realize that I kind of learned this behavior, but I'm able to change it to have better connections now. Most of you guys do want to have better connections. You do want to have solid foundations with your person or just family, whoever, but y'all got to understand that it always starts with yourself. And this is why I did this workshop, so that you guys can kind of change your perspective and be able to look on the outside looking in, between you and your person. Like, is it healthy for me? Is it healthy for them? Where do I lose myself in all of it? And where do we come together, separately, but yet union? Okay. Another thing that I kind of noticed as well with my ladies is that time was a factor. Time was definitely a thing where they had to pretty much think about where's my time going. I see that a lot of them still invest a lot of time into other people, but not themselves. Let's just take for instance that you wake up. Let's say a person usually wakes up around like 7 o'clock to get ready, or you got to be to work by 8 o'clock. Okay, so let's say if you wake up 7 o'clock and you take an hour to get ready for work. That was my schedule. I wake up at 7 o'clock, get to work by 8 or something, and I just be on go. I be on go, and then by the time I finish with work, I get straight home and go to sleep. Most of the day I probably would sleep away. I would say that my sleeping patterns and just things that I did with my schedule was an indication of how happy or sad or just my mental state. I see that a lot of you guys or the people that I work with and myself use escapism to pretty much not deal with the problems and not acknowledge it and kind of suppress everything. And I decided to tell them that, the girls that I'm working with, that, try to build a schedule to where you're able to spend time with yourself, do hobbies, pretty much like have an outlet instead of a distraction that, takes you away. Use a hobby or, a craft or something like that that's going to actually bring you closer to understanding yourself, such as, writing poetry or creating artwork that shows how you feel emotionally when you feel as though you cannot express it verbally. Okay. Just so that way you do not bottle things up. I also like to use a reference. I don't have a bottle around me, but I like to use the reference of a soda bottle. If you are the type of person that bottles up your emotions and shake up that bottle, but never open that bottle, keep shaking that bottle, keep shaking that bottle, and then when you finally release that, you notice that all that emotion, that explosion of the soda is going to come out, which is representing your emotions. And after the fact, it's nothing there. All that, let's just say it's Coke. That Coca-Cola that you see that's gone, just remember, that's the darkness. That's all the munkiness in your mind. You release that, you can see clearly through that bottle, which is that, it's not what you thought it was. You were able to get out of it. You do not have to suppress your emotions in order to, get through something. It's okay to talk to people. It's okay to, have conversations with yourself. But yeah, let's just go back to that schedule, because I do feel like, work schedules and things like that are important. Working a lot can take you away from the people that you love most. And not only that, it can take away time from yourself. So even if you have to dedicate only 3 hours to yourself, try to do that. So that way you can just, build a better connection with yourself. And then, use these other exercises that I talked about to build those better connections as well. Day 3 video is pretty short. Something that I had my girls do. Let's see. Something that I had my girls do. I told them to go to the mirror and speak kindly to themselves. Not just themselves, like, their present self or who they are today, but more or less to the person who they were. Talk to the person that you were. Be like, it was okay back in the day for you to not, be as strong as you are now, because we wouldn't be who we are today. And you say, pretty much you tell yourself that I'm strong enough today for the both of us. So that way you can feel like, empowered and know that, I'm pretty much telling myself that I have my own back and I don't have to rely or be codependent on somebody else to do that for me. Also too, if you guys decided to write a letter or draw a picture, like I was saying, go back and reread that, okay? Reread that or read it to somebody if you feel comfortable, so that way they can give you your input of how you viewed yourself. And you kind of got to ask yourself, like, how can I, make those different parts of me feel, comfortable enough, for me to embrace who I was and who I am today, okay? That's what we really focused on. We pretty much dwelled more on it. We asked more questions. We didn't just, get on, like, was on the topic and left it in the past. No, this is all about us understanding, really, knowing the core of ourselves before we can move on. You don't take a test without knowing the information. So this is pretty much what's going on. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Again, I do want to know y'all progress. You know, you don't have to overshare in the comments, but you can definitely say that, you know, it's been working because of so-and-so, or I kind of need help if I'm confused. You know, it's okay. I will answer those questions because I do want to see what's happening. Me, myself, I'm not only just working with them, but I am also doing this work for myself. And I definitely see a lot of changes, and I've come to a lot of realizations that, you know, changes have to be made. Mindset changes, all of that. But yeah, comment down below. Share this video with anybody else that needs this video. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you like this type of content other than just tarot readings. You know, things like that. But until next time, y'all stay sweet.